What's up guys, it's post-production Achi. I wanted to talk about a few things before the video begins. First of all, in the video I mentioned that I would be talking about the state of my channel or something like that. It's not gonna happen. Maybe I'll do that in another video, but for now I'll just leave that as it is. Something else I wanted to talk about was the contents of this video, because in the last video I mentioned that this video, if you can still follow me, would be about the code behind the inventory, but considering I'm still changing stuff of the inventory and the fact that it's just not done, there's no point in me making a video about the code behind the inventory. So I'll save that for another moment. Let me know if you even want to see that, because it's going to be very elaborate, it's going to be a very long video, and it's going to take a lot of effort for me to construct that video. So if no one really cares about it, which is fair enough, then I'm not going to make it. It's going to save me some effort and headaches. So if you want to see it, let me know. And otherwise, I'll just leave that as it is. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. What's up guys, Achi here, back again with another SDR Devlog episode. Today I want to talk about some changes I've made to the inventory. After that, I want to talk about some tools that I use to kind of manage this project. And after that, maybe talk about my channel or something. We'll see. Alright, so the inventory. What did I change? To give a recap of last episode. Last episode is where I introduced the inventory, and you could only look at items and move them around. So what's different this time? Let's see. I'll start with equipment, or equipping stuff. Whenever you press the select button, which is the Z key in this case, you get this context menu, and you can press the equip button to, well, equip stuff. So whenever you do that, it at the bottom here gives some information about the action that you're doing. So because I chose the equip option, it asks me who I want to equip the item on. And then on the left you can see that the cursor got bigger to fit the size of the panels of the party members, and then it also highlights the slot that the equipment will go to. So I'm just gonna choose the first party member, and then I can just repeat that. So because this party member already has an item, it automatically goes to this slot, and same here. I can also just swap equipment very easily, just like that. And yeah, this basically makes it pretty easy to equip your party members. Now, it might be useful later to have one button that automatically equips everyone, but it kind of depends on how the game is going to be developed, because I don't think it's going to be necessary, but that kind of depends on how the game is shaping up. Like, for example, if I were to add item durability, which I'm thinking about, but I'm not sure about it yet, then it might be useful to have a button like that, because then you can just easily equip the item that you like the first available item. But even then, I think it's still not going to be that useful, because people generally want to choose the item themselves, right? I also want to add a little comparison window whenever you are going to equip something towards a slot that already is an item. I'll show some images on the screen of how that could look like, just to give a little bit more clarity on what the effects would be of swapping the item. Because sure, you can look at the description and then press the disarm button and then check it here, but I think just having a comparison window would be a bit easier. Next would be disarming items. Whenever you move the cursor to the party members, which you can just do by moving it all the way to the left or all the way to the right, and then press the select key, selecting a party member that already has items equipped, you get this disarm button, and when you press it, it allows you to, well, select the item and then unequip it. Next we have discarding items. As you can see here, it just deletes the item from the inventory. Now obviously I want to have a confirmation window or something, just to make sure that you won't be able to accidentally throw away items, because that's, you know, that's not what you want. Like, imagine if you got some rare item or something. I have no idea how that's going to work, but imagine you have a very good item and you don't want to lose it. Then if you accidentally press this for some reason, that would suck. So I'll add a confirmation dialog window for that later. But like the discarding itself, you know, works fine. Alright, so the next feature I got is the use button here. So some items can be used. In this case, if you look at the little tag under the name of the item, you can see it's a comestible, so something you can eat, basically. I was going to call it food first, but then I was like, you know, what if you have potions or something, right? Haha, potion. Okay, enough of that. What if you have potions, or yeah, you get the point. Stuff that isn't actually food, then the food tag wouldn't be accurate, so that's why I called it comestible. But back to the topic on hand. Got the use button. What happens when you use it? Well, here it says it restores 50 HP and 50 MP. So yeah, it does just that. Like, it literally does just that. There's no animations or anything, no sound effect. I need to add that later. Alright, so considering I didn't talk about this yet, stacking items, that's a thing now. If I move this apple, which by the way has a maximum stack size of 5, if I move that on top of another apple, then it stacks. So this allows you to save space. As I mentioned, you can only have 5 apples in one stack. So what happens if I do 2 plus 4? Well, it still gets the stack of 5, but the remainder of the other stack is not deleted or anything. It is also there. So basically the way that works is I basically just have a for loop that adds 1 to the stack that you want to combine, so to speak, and then subtracts 1 from the other stack. And basically when this stack is maxed or this stack is depleted, it stops the for loop, and then yeah, there's that. Then the stacking is done. Obviously, it would be cumbersome if players would have to do this every time. So they have to move everything on top of each other and then stack it. Yeah, obviously that's not great. So the plan is to make it so that whenever you pick up new items and they can be stacked, they just get moved on top of another stack, so you don't have to do that yourself. Originally, I wasn't even going to have stackable items, but you know, because the system is actually pretty alright and not garbage, at least I think. You know, this wasn't actually too hard to implement. So yeah, stackable items, they're a thing now. It really depends on how big the inventory is going to be and the type of item, whether something is going to be stacked or like stackable or not. Currently I'm thinking to not have consumables or comestibles be stackable, but yeah, who knows, we'll see. The option is there and that's what matters. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about are the tools that I'm using to kind of manage my project, I guess, so to speak. So first of all, we got Mindmeister over here. As you can see, it's a program to make mind maps. You can run it in your browser and you can use it for free. The only caveat here is that you can only make up to 3 mind maps if you're using the free version. But, well, I think 3 is more than enough. Currently I'm only using 1 mind map for a project, and it's fine. So yeah, what do I really write here? Pretty much anything. Mind maps, there's no real rule for how to use them. You just use them to kind of write down your thoughts, and these branches allow you to kind of organize it. Okay, the next tool, which we got over here, is Trello. Trello is a tool that allows you to kind of write down tasks that you need to do, and then you can categorize those tasks based on, well, whatever you want, really. I have it categorized based on their progress or status. So to do is stuff that I still need to start working on. In progress is stuff that's, of course, what I'm working on right now. And stable is of our features that are not quite done yet, but they're stable enough and functional enough that, you know, I don't need to worry about it right now. It doesn't have any bugs or anything, so I put those here. You run it in a browser, as you can see. The only thing that you cannot do is a custom background. I mean, I did, but if you want to upload your own image, you need to pay for it. Not sure what other premium features you can get by paying, but the free version is fine. And then the last thing I got is, well, just a good old text file. Here I pretty much try to keep a log of all the progress that I've made per build. So currently we are in build 33F, and every time I make a new build, I try to write notes of what I'm going to do in that build and what I've done. So when I take a break and come back, I can kind of fall back on the notes and just kind of go from there. It's very nice because it's pretty daunting to work on the project again after you've taken a break. But these notes help that. Obviously, just having proper, just coding your stuff properly, putting down comments and stuff to make sure it's readable, that's important as well. So in the end, I didn't really need to use the notes that much, but it's still nice to have. It's still nice to just have that extra bit of information that you can fall back on after a break, because yeah, there's just no way that I can work on this project every single day. It's just not going to happen. Either it's because I'm busy with something else, or I just don't feel like it. Just gotta take breaks from the project, I feel so often. Something else that's nice is, you know, sometimes just looking back at where it all began. You can see here, version 2 started project. I don't know why I started that version 2 here, but it's just nice. It's just nice to kind of look back, see how far you've come. So yeah, those are the tools I'm working right now. If you have any suggestions for tools that I could use to kind of manage my project better, let me know. But for now, I'm using this text file. I'm using Trello to kind of give myself tasks to do, which is kind of nice because when you're done with a task, you can slide it to the category where it's done, and that feels nice. So that's also a little bit of a motivation boost. And then finally, I got the mind map to kind of plan out stuff and get a rough idea of how I want to do something. So yeah, that's that for the tools to help me manage this project. Alright, that's all the content I got for today, so thanks for watching. But before the video ends, I want to do a quick round of mentions before the video ends. First mention goes towards Hennis RS. If you're familiar with Realm, then this name should not be any news to you, but he's the reason why I've started this project basically, because he, at the moment, is making his own JRPG, just like this one. So make sure to check him out, because without him, this series wouldn't exist, right? And he already has a game on Steam, so I think that should say enough, right? Do it! Check him out right now! Next, what I want to talk about would be my Twitter page. Here I post regular updates about the game and the schedule of the videos, so if you want more insight in that, make sure to follow me on Twitter. And while we're speaking about hitting that follow button, hit that like button. I know you're still watching, so just do it. It's a small price for the effort that I'm trying to put in these videos and the game itself, so do it if you want to support me, it helps me out. Or don't, you know, considering at the end of the day, when the universe ceases to exist, that like is not gonna matter.